4 losses in a row, 14th in the league, another game where we cannot score, and any chances we do have, which we could score from, we don't. And we've got Liverpool next. And to top that off, Chelsea lose 2-0. I can't even be happy at the fact that Chelsea have lost 2-0 because I'm thinking, crap, they've just given our relegation rivals Ipswich 3 points. That is the state that it's got to. The only positives from that game is 1, Kobbie Mainoo. 2, the fact that Newcastle didn't go 5-0 up at half-time, because that Newcastle performance in the first half, they could have been 5-0 up. In fact, Newcastle just thought, you know what, this team's useless. In the second half, Newcastle sat back. They thought, this team is rubbish. They absolutely sat back in the second half, Newcastle, invited on pressure, let us have chances, let us have shots, because they know in front of goal, we're absolutely useless and we can't score. Because we had about 4 chances where we could have scored today, and we were toothless. An absolutely embarrassing performance from Manchester United. I cannot get over how bad these players are. Amorim, who I will not blame, has to take a bit of fault today. I'm not going to blame him for the state of this team. But when I saw that lineup, I put it on Twitter. I saw Eriksen, I saw Casemiro start, and said that's going to be a Newcastle 2-0 win. I saw the lineup and said Newcastle going to win 2-0. I like that he brought Mainoo on, but we saw that lineup, we knew what was going to happen. What else could he have done? I don't know. Maybe Collier, maybe the academy. But this is the state of it, and we can't even. We've got Liverpool next. We're going to lose to Liverpool. Write that game off. Then we've got Southampton. If we do not get 3 points versus Southampton, I will officially be worried we're going to get relegated if we cannot get 3 points versus Southampton. Because I would normally celebrate Chelsea dropping points. But you know what? I was annoyed. I'm upset that Ipswich have got 3 points off Chelsea because I'm worried. You know, that's the level. That is the level we're at this season. Embarrassing. And these players, and Gary Neville was spot on. And Gary Neville, don't agree with a lot of the things he says on punditry, but he was spot on. Pound for pound, the worst team in football. Pound for pound, the second most expensive lineup fielded in the Premier League in the last week. And they produced that. Pound for pound, Casemiro and Eriksen's wages are 500k a week combined. Nearly 500k a week combined. But yet the staff don't deserve a Christmas party. I know we can't just stop their wages mid-season, their legal agreements there. But 500k a week for that midfield pivot, which was one of the worst performances ever. I'm sorry, Casemiro, Eriksen, and Lisandro Martinez. You know, Xerxes the scapegoat. I'm not going to go on a Xerxes. The booing was unfair. Joke. We could have scored a goal, yes. But Newcastle, they could have got 3 or 4. The space we've given them, the way that Isak ran past them, the way that they made our defence look bad. Lisandro Martinez's worst game in a Man United shirt by a country mile. I don't care that he's fantastic on the ball, can break the lines of his passes. Off the ball, he's got worse in a back 3, and he's being targeted because of his physicality. Newcastle tried to score directly from a corner. 2 crosses, 2 goals. Newcastle realised this team can't defend crosses. This team can't defend set pieces. Absolutely useless. And do you know what one of it is? It's not because these players lack the fight. They don't want to hurt their head or get involved in a cross. They lack the fight. They lack the physicality. I said it in my match preview earlier today. I said I'm worried because Ugarte, Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes are our 3 best players off the ball in terms of ground coverage, work rate. Newcastle are the best team in the Premier League, in my opinion, when it comes to just off the ball work rate. We missed them today. Ugarte, we massively missed. And people didn't want us to sign Ugarte. You see exactly what he has today. When I said Ugarte and Mainoo is our best midfield pivot, people thought, nah, 100%. 100% our best midfield pivot. There's no questions about that. No questions about that. Wingbacks, massive issue. I look at this side. Rasmus Højlund, disappointing. Movement, shocking. I'm going to be patient with Højlund, disappointing. Maguire was probably the best of the centre-backs, but poor. Eriksen, Casemiro, and now they got 7.0 and Sophie scored. Poor. Ahmad didn't have a sniff. Whenever Ahmad got the ball, we had about 6 Newcastle players surround him because Newcastle went, well, Ahmad's the only player that's going to do anything in that attack, so we'll just target him when he gets the ball, and there's no creativity because when Ahmad is being swarmed out of the game and you don't have Bruno Fernandes on the pitch, there's nobody else there in that squad that can create. And people were saying, oh, you know, we need to get Bruno and Rashford out before we can move on as a team. Life without Bruno and Rashford, that is it. That is it. And that's why I protect Bruno and Rashford. I think Rashford's going to have to go because I don't know what's gone down with him and Amorim. If he wants to go, he's going to have to go. But that is why I protect Bruno and Rashford, because I said life without Bruno and Rashford, despite what people think, oh, they hold us back. They really don't. Because they might not be at their best, but they were better than everybody on that pitch. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. But Mainoo, we're going to talk positive. The only positive was Kobbie Mainoo. Lenny Yoro did well when he come on. Well done, Lenny Yoro. Without Mainoo, we conceded 1.92 XG from 11 shots. With Mainoo on the pitch for the last 60 minutes, only 0.0 XG from 1 shot. Just saying that, and we created more. We created 0.87 XG more and conceded 1.88 XG less with Mainoo and had more possession and more control. Because Casemiro and Eriksen They were playing for Newcastle today. It was embarrassing. I tweeted it before the game. You can scroll through my tweets. I saw that midfield. I said, Newcastle win 2-0. Casemiro and Eriksen, dear me. I'd have brought Collier on. I looked at it and I thought, Conky, Morehouse, Dangor, we might as well just put them in the starting 11 because people worry that the academy aren't physically up to the levels. Well, Casemiro and Eriksen definitely aren't physically up to the levels. And Maino puts on a play for Casemiro. Miss. That's 2-1. Puts the pressure on, puts momentum, gets the fans up. It could be a different game. We didn't deserve anything out of that game, but it could be a different game. Could absolutely be a different game. These were my notes. Maino substitution saved us from a 5-0 loss. Fullbacks suffer nothing going forward, and creativity from them was crucial for Amorim's system. Mazraoui could be a right centre-back in Amorim's system, and if we have a very attacking left wing-back, he can play right wing-back at the time. But you can't play Mazraoui right wing-back if Dalot's your left wing-back, who's basically got no attacking threat. Eriksen and Casemiro, embarrassing. Bruno, zero creativity. Ahmad was marked out of the game because Ahmad's the only threat. They swarmed him, ran out of ideas. We have the ball, no ideas in attack. Casemiro, Euro, Maguire, Hoyden, yeah, they all had chances to score, cannot convert. It's a mental problem. There's no confidence front of goal. They're scared as well. Set pieces, crosses, too easy for Newcastle. We don't deal with them. I'm thinking Lenny Euro, left centre-back right now. De Ligt or Maguire, central centre-back. Mazraoui, right centre-back. Put Ahmad back to right wing-back, so at least we've got some ball progression. But then who are we going to put in the front three if Ahmad's at right wing-back? Because Garnacho ain't good enough at the moment. Xerxes ain't good enough at the moment. Rashford, he don't want to play. Who's, let's be honest, is probably our best option. I don't know what we do. We need two Ahmads. We need an attacker in January. And we need a wing back in January, without a shadow of a doubt. Dalot don't suit the system. Dalot's one of those players that in a back four would be a very good player. Dalot's one of those players that can be a very good player with a very good career because of the qualities he has. And there's a player there that's not going to suit Amorim ball. And I think generally take the 30 to 40 million for him if we can get an offer in January. Attack just looks lost. Two quality fullbacks we need for Amorim's system. At half time I said this. The first half was a shambles. Second half was all right, but Newcastle probably weren't. Newcastle probably knew we were crap in front of goal and thought, yeah, we'll let them attack us. First half, we could have been 5-0 down, and we were worse than when we lost 7-0 to Liverpool in that first half. Shocking. Martinez, Eriksen, Casemiro, shocking. I generally looked at it for Dangor, Morehouse, Collier, Kokonki, shut them in. I thought, let Anthony go. Because someone said, oh, what's Anthony got to do with it? He's not on the pitch. Because Anthony's been at Man United 3 seasons and put in less than 10 good performances in 3 seasons at Manchester United, cost us £85 million. Would I rather see Anthony at left wing back than Diego Dalot? Yes. But let's not pretend that Anthony's good enough just because he's not been as shit as some of his teammates for a change. Let Anthony go. Xerxes, Juventus willing to give us 25-30 million. Cut the losses while you can. Don't think Xerxes should have been booed. Think he's the scapegoat. Willing to give him time. But generally, doesn't look like it's going to work for him. Casemiro, send him to Saudi. Garnacho is clearly not rated by Amorim because he can't start a game, and when he comes off, he can't even take on this man. He's lost that flair. 60 million for Garnacho. Do you know what? You might have to take that. FFP, pure profit, can invest that into the squad. Rashford, if you're not going to play him off the bench, you might as well sell Rashford. We needed Rashford today. We needed Bruno today. Despite everybody thinking they're the problem, we needed them. Might as well. Use that money to bring Nuno Mendes in, an athletic midfielder like Edison, and a proper number 10 in January. And if worse comes to worse, you might have to stick Kobbie Mainoo in the 10 role. And I don't think he's got the legs for that. But at least there's someone who can keep the ball, bring a bit of creativity there, shock him. And as I saw this from Frank, lowest I felt as a United fan, 4 losses in a row, could be 5 on Sunday, 0 goals in 270 minutes, it gets worse. And just to sell you this now, fans kicked up a fuss when we brought in Agate. Oh, he's not great on the ball. Agate's better on the ball than he gets credit. He's no Rodri. He's no Busquets on the ball. But he keeps the ball right. But the legs Agate provides off the ball. Agate generally might be our most important player right now because the difference his legs make to midfield is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. These guys, Mazraoui, right centre-back, great. Can play as a right wing-back if you've got an attacking wing-back, yep. But as a pairing, not working. Back 4, fantastic. Back 5, doesn't work. Dalot, I think he's going to have to go. And I'm not even being reactionary, but I think there's a good player there. We might as well sell him while he's still a good player. Could get 40 million for him because I think Dalot can have a very good career. Mazraoui can be the right centre-back option, generally. And I saw this from Darnish. 0 ideas in possession, easily pressed and hopefully long ball. Fernandes gets it in the neck seemingly all the time, but you can see why the team is built around him. You can see. You can absolutely see. And I said this about Xerxes. I feel for Xerxes. He doesn't deserve to be booed or / cheered off. Everyone has been shocking. Eriksen, Casemiro, Licho, the 3 most at fault today. Xerxes, what could he do? A few bad touches, gets booed off. The experienced players that have been here years and years are letting us down. This is a young guy that's come in for 3-4 months. He might not be the level. We might have to part ways with him this year. But let's not blame him for the fallings at Manchester United when there's much bigger issues at the club. He did not deserve to be booed. That was horrible behaviour for a young kid. Do not do that, no matter how frustrated you are. Liverpool next, then Arsenal in the Cup. I tell you what, 2 losses, but if we do not beat Southampton, I'm worried. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Manchester United, for ruining my evening yet again. Bye.